Did you have your earpiece in, Senator, for that last interview, or did you just get mic'd up?
No, they just mic'd me up.
No, that's too bad. I asked Randall Stevenson from Texas, AT&T, what the job market was like down there. You know, the people that don't like Texas say it's because of the energy industry. That's the only reason they got any jobs down there. But they have done some things with tort reform and in the tax environment that a lot of Texans say has something to do with their job creation. What's North Dakota doing?
Well, I think that's a very important point. It's about building a climate that encourages private investment. I've been the governor of North Dakota for the past decade. I'm in the Senate now, but over the last 10 years, we've worked very hard to build the right kind of legal, tax, and regulatory environment that encourages private investment. And that's what's happening in our state, not just in energy, but in manufacturing, in high tech, in value-added ag processing, and life sciences. All those things, and it sounds like that's what they were talking about in Texas with tort reform. I mean, you've got to create an environment, and we have to do it nationally now, that encourages that private investment to get this economy going and create jobs.
Why do so many people, why are they in denial on the notion that a positive environment for investment can be a good thing, and that impediments to that can actually be a bad thing? I mean, we still argue about this day in and day out on this show. Why haven't we learned anything in 300 years?
You know, it's a different view of how things work. I believe, and I think most of the Republicans in the Congress believe, that we've got to create this good business environment, and that it's private investment that will move our economy forward, help grow the economy, create jobs. The administration believes the federal government should spend and tax and regulate and drive things, and clearly that is not working for the national economy. If you look at a state like North Dakota, where we have 3.3 or 3.2% unemployment, where we're gaining jobs, gaining people, it's because we've created a good business climate.
Senator,
same thing for Texas and some of these other states.
Senator, you referenced that manufacturing jobs have moved to the state. Give us some examples. What did the state do to bring them in? And more importantly, where did they come from?
Well, if you look over the last 3 years, I think right now we're the only state that's gained manufacturing jobs. But it goes to all of these things. Low tax rate. The regulation that's clear and understandable and straightforward. Yes, you have to do things right and well, but regulations have to be simple and straightforward.
And where did they come from? Where did these jobs come from? What states lost the jobs as a result of you attracting the business?
Well, you know, we're talking about, in some cases, national companies. In some cases, we're talking about startups, business expansions. You know, we have companies, everything from high tech like Microsoft to manufacturing like Bobcat that makes skid steers, John Deere, you know, Case IH, all different kinds of manufacturing jobs.
I wish there was a way. The greatest thing about having 50 states is, and you know, unlike Europe, but you know, we all have the same currency, and we do things the same, so we can see the way jobs move, and we can see the way individuals move based on tax policy and based on business incentives. But the federal government doesn't really seem to pay much attention to that or learn anything from it, and they don't realize that instead of leaving a state, corporations just leave the country, right?
Well, and I think if you look at states that are creating that environment that encourages private investment are the ones that have lower unemployment, that are growing their job base, and ones that, again, are creating more tax, more regulation, more bureaucracy. Those are the ones that are really struggling with high unemployment.
Do you have an economic development council in the state?
Well, what we did is we set up a Department of Commerce. We took what was formerly a whole bunch of agencies, put them into one place, reduced the red tape, and it's driven by the private sector. The board that actually sets that direction and policy for our Commerce Department is a board of private business people. So again, it was that private sector focus in terms of creating an environment that encourages job growth.
I mean, Senator, I even hear the job record in Texas disparaged because it's hydrocarbon based, and you know, we're eventually going to all die from it, or I don't know what you know. Eventually, the tidal wave is going to hit us in New York City from the. What's wrong, Steve? You're hitting your head, right? Isn't that these hydrocarbon based jobs there's no future anyway in them, Steve? Right? They're not solar panels.
Look at that.
Right? Am I right? That we're just, I mean, the more we're just adding to our problems with these high-paying jobs down in the Gulf.
I feel like
they're just going to come back to roost.
I feel like I left.
They're just going to come back to roost.
I missed Irene in Jackson Hole. I came back here and hit Hurricane Kernan.
Senator, am I right, though? These jobs, we don't need these hydrocarbon jobs down in Texas. I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
You know, energy is a great opportunity, whether it's oil and gas, whether it's the clean coal technology, whether it's the renewables, wind, bio. It's not only about producing more energy for our country so we can compete in a global high-tech economy, so we have low cost of energy that helps all of our industries. It's about national security, and what a great way to create good-paying jobs. It's an incredible opportunity for us. Everywhere across the country, different parts of the country can develop different energy resources.
Thank you, Senator. We appreciate it. You can listen to that. I'm going to end with just talking to Steve for a second. I guarantee you, there is a war room in the White House.
Right.